Hello, my name's Justin Engel, and today I'm going to talk about individuals in society. Some of my discussion points that I'm going to hit on are the actions of individuals, problem solving with a sense of purpose, and the balance between individuals and the public persona. So when dealing with some of these issues, sometimes you have to stop and think and ask yourself, how do you help the solution and not become part of the problem? Well, in today's society, Americans seem to have a pretty good pulse on social issues. Social issues are kind of defined as issues that influence society and are opposed by enough people where they become an issue. And everybody has a voice now with all of these issues, especially with all the multitude of social media outlets out there. There's everything, from Twitter to Instagram to Facebook to a ton of other things, I'm sure, that I don't even know about. And honestly, it really doesn't matter who you are, too. You can be the President of the United States, all the way down to the person who's serving your food, as indicated there by James Franco in a McDonald's bib. They're trying to give you your hamburgers. But no, everybody has a voice, right? Everybody is free to kind of say what they feel and how they feel instantly. And honestly, it really doesn't matter what your cause is, whatever it may be. Us as Americans, we cast no stones. There's going to be a place for you. So one of the other questions we had to answer is, are we more likely to solve the problems if we embrace a sense of common purpose and public spirit, focus on the collective good, or should we focus on our private pursuits and a market mentality that says our consumption is what makes the world go round? Well, to answer that question, I just want to talk about a time when I was going into high school my freshman year. I walked into my physical science class, and today was a little different. It was unlike any other day. So first off, I'm walking in, and the TVs are on. The teacher and all the other students are kind of focused on the TVs, and then when I kind of come to realize that something is going on in New York, right? And we all know this day, and many people who do remember it know where they were at when this happened. And this is, we'll never forget this, September 11th, 2001. So the reason I kind of bring this up is because the aftermath of kind of what this developed. I started to see more and more Americans treating other Americans, better. They were helping each other out. And it almost kind of didn't matter if you were black, white, anything. People started actually caring about people. It sort of reminded me of when we were kids, and if you ever had like a little sibling, a younger sibling, brother or sister, it kind of reminded me of how we can pick on that person. We'd pick on our siblings, or maybe you had a younger friend in the group, right? And that was okay. We could pick on them, right? Well, as soon as an outsider would come and try to pick on that person, then we'd all come to their defense. And it's exactly similar to what I saw Americans doing, involving our problems. And sure we have issues, and sure we fight with one another. But when you mess with my brother, my American brother, it doesn't matter who you are, right? That person's going down, right? We're all going to collectively, combine and, face adversity and help each other out. Unfortunately, today, it seems like we're no longer doing that. We're more divided than ever, it seems like. So, to kind of go backwards and answer that question, are we more likely to solve a problem if we embrace a sense of common purpose? Yeah, I would say absolutely. I think one of our biggest issues is that we do not embrace each other anymore. Unlike the days, following September 11th, 9/11, where we were probably one of the most united I've ever seen American. Even as a 14-year-old, I could see what was going on in the country. And I really don't see us getting too many of these problems solved unless we can figure out a way to kind of embrace one another, instead of looking at each other like enemies now. So then the final question, it talks about, is there a balance between what the individual is responsible for and what our role should be in the public sphere? So I have a bunch of these families up because this is kind of what the question means to me, I think. So sometimes the issues come really close to home, right? Sometimes, we kind of have to maintain our family life first, and every man has the right to take care of their family, every man, woman, and child. So what this kind of comes down to with involving family versus the kind of public persona, I kind of look at that as, looking after your community, your state, or, even the nation. Because sometimes when these bills come down, we have to vote on them, right? And there's bills that sometimes directly affect us, indirectly affect us. It affects our community, right? Our schools, our neighbors. Well, it's all a balancing act, if you ask me. I think that's what it comes down to. Does the risk outweigh the good? Is the juice worth the squeeze? That kind of thing. So, yes, I'm not going to fault anybody for directly, voting for something that might be detrimental to their community, yet it will improve, their life and that person's family. But on the other hand, you also have to look at, how many other families is going to affect. Can you get by without that kind of stuff? And that's kind of what that question means to me, the individuality versus, the public persona. So thanks for sitting through this little presentation, and it's kind of in closing, we all live in this world together, and it's a world, it's full of change. There's a multitude of social issues that we are going to encounter on a daily basis. Things are, I feel like, going to get worse before they get better, but until we kind of learn to embrace one another and treat each other like family, not until then will we be able to solve some of these issues. So, thank you.